Welcome to the Best Today podcast. I am your host, Shantae Grant, and today I want to talk to you about the continuing evolution of Best Today, my line of thought. I've done episodes in the past, which I will link to in the show notes, just slowly explaining kind of how when I started Best Today, what I had in mind, what happened after a year or 2 years. This year, we're getting ready to celebrate 4 years. And it's just really lovely to watch the evolution, not only of myself, but when evolution is happening within myself, it's going to be reflected in this company. And so this year, the year as I'm sitting and recording this is 2024. I really will be talking a lot, and what you'll hear from me in the voice of me and Best Today is a focus on helping you to steward your time well. You know, when I started this company, my thought was, I'm going to have the Best Today guide. I'm going to help people to be proactive and intentional with their time. That was the phrase. Really, I want to help you be proactive and intentional with your time. And, over time, I became known to others as, she's a time management expert or productivity expert, which is interesting because I actually loathe both of those phrases, terms. But I understand what people mean when they say that. And, then it grew to not just wanting to provide you with things like the Best Today guide, like a planner, but really getting into all the nooks and crannies of our lives that really have an impact on how we use things like planners or how we use our time. And so here we are now in a different, or in a new, not really a new space, just for me, a new perspective, a fresh perspective that I have. And I've been mulling over for months now. And it really is a realization that when we think about the word time management, right, it makes it seem as though the problem is with time and we have to do something with time. Like we need to get a rope, tie it around time and make it behave. But in actuality, time is doing literally exactly what it's supposed to do. If it's ever a fight between you and time, my friend, you are the one, not time. Now, why would you say that, Shantae? Because time does exactly what it's supposed to do. It keeps moving in the same increments every single day. Every single day, 60 minutes pass by to become an hour, and hours pass by to become a day, right? And days pass by to become weeks. Weeks pass by to become months. Months pass by to become years. At the same pace every day, time is consistent 100% of the time. And so what we must do if we want to be in good relationship with it is do the same. Be consistent, right? Consistently. And so the thing about the time management is that I believe as we say it, I need help with time management, it makes it seem as though I need you to help me make time behave when time is already behaving. But what the focus really needs to be on is us, you, me. And the way I look at that is I think about what is true. What is true is that time is something we are given. You don't go to the store and buy it. You don't order it. You didn't, inherit it from a grandparent. Time is freely given to you every day that you get to wake up and have breath in your body. And because it's been given to you, you have a responsibility to steward it well, right? So we are stewards of our time. And if we look at that, we put the onus on us. As a steward of my time I've been entrusted with, I have to actually make wise choices, intentional choices with how I will steward my time, just as if someone handed you over their finances and made you the steward of them, right? So when we think about stewarding in this way, it really does change the posture that we approach time. It changes the approach, the perspective, and it helps us to think about time as something we actually ought to care for and to give attention and intention to, which again goes right back to what I wanted to do from the start. I'm just now offering you a different perspective that I think will be even more effective to helping you do exactly what it is I've wanted to help you do from the very beginning. And that is to live your life by design and not by default. Not wake up every day and figure out and get, 5, 10, 20 years later, ask, how did I get here? What happened? And that is by helping you to see that you are a steward of your time. And therefore you have a responsibility to actually do something intentional, purposeful, meaningful with the time that you're given. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today. This week, we have a 5-star review of the Clear Your Mind pad coming from Ellen, who writes, "The most flexible and practical tool. I love these pads." She used love in all caps, and use them in so many ways than I had originally envisioned. The system of sorting all the things floating in my mind into the now, next, later categories is game changing. It takes me from the overwhelm freeze to being able to take action on a few small things that I've identified as most important for now. I love to use these sheets as a tool to help with planning my month, brainstorming work projects, sorting meeting agendas, dreaming out what crafts I want to make next, what house cleaning projects need to be done, how to prep and plan for trips, figuring out what meals to make. The list goes on. The system is immensely flexible, and using the pads makes me be more intentional than I would be just jotting things down on a scrap piece of paper. I love these and never want to be without them. Thank you so much, Ellen, for that 5-star review. And I love how you gave so many great examples of the Clear Your Mind pad, because they really can be used for so many things, and the breakdown of them. If you'd like to take a look at the Clear Your Mind pads, we've linked to them here in the show notes. I'm going to tell you, I use mine weekly. I keep the smaller size in my purse at all times because I never know when I'm going to need it. I use them for my kitchen sweep. I actually have an episode, we'll link to it also in the show notes. They talk about, I think, 4 unsuspecting ways that I started using my Clear Your Mind pads. They are a great must-have tool. So go check them out right now. They're linked here in the show notes. And thank you, Ellen, for leaving that 5-star review. You can read more 5-star reviews of the Clear Your Mind pads also at besttoday.co. We'll have it again linked here in the show notes for you to take a look at as well. Thank you, Ellen, for the 5-star review. And so that is going to be the focus from me, from the company. And it's starting with a 10-day, what do I want to, I had the word and it completely lost me, but a 10-day series, there we go, called Steward Well. Really talking about how we live our lives one day at a time. And it's going to begin in real time. We're going to go through this together, starting Monday, February 5th. I'm just checking my calendar, make sure I'm right. Today, if you're listening to this episode, the day it comes out. And so I'd love for you to sign up to join us for the 10-day series. Every day you'll get a new audio lesson, and I'm going to link to you to where they're all housed together. And you listen to that lesson, and then you do whatever the short assignment might be, or answer the question. The assignment might just be a question. But it's walking you through a 10-day series of understanding why we steward our time and what that looks like. Here are some ways to become better stewards of your time. And here are some things that can help you along the way. So I would love for you to sign up. If you're listening to this far outside of February, you can go to besttoday.co/steward, just like everyone can go right now, and sign up, and we'll have it available for you as well. But again, you go to besttoday.co/steward to sign up to join us in this 10-day series. I'd love for you to join us in real time, because at the end, we're going to have a live call to discuss the series, discuss your questions. And I love being in community and interacting with you all. So we're now focused on ourselves, right? Our human behavior, our choices. And I want to put the focus back on you. It's really easy in this life to be able to point to so many different factors and people and things to say, they're the reason that I'm not doing X. This is the reason I'm not doing Y. It's because there's not enough time in the day. It's because my boss is like this. It's because this and that. But at some point, we have to take ownership and accountability for our own lives. And that's going to start here with reminding you that you are a steward of your time. And I'm going to help you to steward well. I'm going to help you to become a better steward of your time, wherever you are in your stewardship journey. That is my intent. That is my focus. And that is what we will be doing here through Best Today. And so I'm excited to have you here on the journey. And to get started, I want you to go to besttoday.co/steward if you haven't already, and join us each day as we go through this 10-day series. For many of you who are familiar with Best Today, it'll be a reminder of a lot of our foundations and what we teach, but also why and understand. And then it gives you space to reflect and then also be in community to ask questions. So go to besttoday.co/steward to join us now. And I'm really excited about this continuing evolution to bring you fresh perspectives on how to live a life that is meaningful to you, is intentional, is purposeful, is filled with health and joy and preparation for all of the times when we didn't see that coming, right? What a joy to be able to walk through challenging things prepared, strengthened, and a good steward, a faithful steward of your time. That's what we're going to do together, okay? Thank you so much for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. The best way to support this podcast is by leaving a review, sharing it with a friend, and letting me know your favorite parts and what questions you have. You can do that by emailing us at hello@besttoday.co. Or leave a voicemail. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your voice. You can do that at besttoday.co/voice, which is also linked in the show notes. To hear more from me personally, I invite you to read and subscribe to my online publication, which is called For Those on the Journey. And to make it easy, you can find that at forthoseonthejourney.com, also linked wherever you're listening to the podcast right now. Thanks again. And make sure, if you have not checked out any of our previous episodes, to do so. There are over where are we now? Over 150 episodes for you to discover at besttodaypodcast.com or wherever you're listening right now. Just tap back. If you'd like to see the episodes broken down by category, you can either go to besttoday.co/podcast or my most recent episode 151, which walks you through the first 150 episodes of the podcast and broke them down by different categories that will help you decide which episodes you want to revisit or listen to for the first time. You can find all those things I just mentioned linked below for your convenience. And always, the show notes will always be at besttoday.co/153. Thank you again for listening, and I'll see you inside of Steward Well. Remember, go to besttoday.co/steward. This podcast is provided for you every week by Best Today, where we are on a mission to help you to live and work well. We do this by creating resources that bring intention to how you plan, schedule, work, and live. You can get started in one of 3 easy ways. First, by taking our product quiz at besttoday.co/quiz. 2, joining us in our online community, the Best Today community, at besttoday.co/community. Or 3, connect with us through email at besttoday.co/email, all of which are linked below in the show notes. To learn more about our company and what we do, visit besttoday.co and join thousands of customers around the world pursuing a life of intention, one today at a time.